Leslie here, and today we're doing a full comparison of the Shark FlexFusion versus the Dyson Airwrap ID. I've used both tools on my natural hair. Obviously I have braids right now. I'd say texture wise I'm a 3C/4A. It's really hard to tell because some parts of my hair are really loose, some parts are really tight, and it's different all over my head. My hair is low porosity but fine and very dense, and even though they're both relatively new tools, I noticed some big differences straight away. And to be totally transparent, I've worked with both brands in the past. Dyson, I was actually an ambassador for a while and I've loved and used their tools for years. Shark is more of a newer addition to me, but they did send me their latest tool for an ad. But this isn't sponsored, and I do think videos like this, like comparing two tools, really help inform people in terms of whether they want to get one or the other or none at all. Let's be real, these are both very expensive tools, so you want to know what you can expect. So let's do a quick overview of each tool. So starting with the Shark FlexFusion. So it's a 5-in-1 hot air styler that uses a combination of airflow and also ceramic heat. It retails in the UK for $369.99, so it's definitely still expensive. And for that you get 5 attachments. So you get the diffuser, the oval brush, the straightener, the curlers going in different directions, and the concentrator. And it also comes in a storage bag. So the Dyson Airwrap ID is their latest Airwrap, and this you can get in two versions. You can get the straight and wavy, or you can get the curly and coily, and I've got the curly and coily version. In the UK it's priced at $479.99, which is quite a lot. I think it retails for almost $600 in the US. So the main difference between the Airwrap and the Airwrap ID is that this connects via Bluetooth to your phone. So you can pair it with the app and you get a little bit more styling help when it comes to using the conical barrels. So I'm comparing these two mostly because they're both new to me, but I have used the Airwrap for years and it isn't hugely dissimilar from the ID. And then in the curly coily bundle, you get 6 attachments, the diffuser, the single curling barrel, and it has a pointed tip, which is meant to be better at getting tighter curls for curly hair, a fast dryer, the wide tooth comb attachment, firm smoothing brush, and the large volumizing brush. And it comes with Dyson's signature storage case, which is really nice. It's really luxe feeling. But the caveat is if you've got the curly coily bundle, all of the attachments plus the Airwrap doesn't actually fit in the case. So I feel like they should have made that bigger. It does feel like an afterthought because they just used the same case that they use for all the other tools. So the key difference to me is that Dyson is all about shaping airflow for gentle drying, whereas Shark seems to combine airflow and heat for more effective styling. And I feel like that really shows when you're working with curly and coily hair. So let's talk about design, because I do think there are some big differences, even though they probably look quite similar if you were standing quite far away. Both have multiple fan and heat settings. With Dyson, you get 3 fan speeds, 2 settings for heat, 1 cool shot, and the power button doubles as a button to connect to your phone using their app. Shark has 3 fan speeds and 3 heat settings and a cool shot, and you have the ability to use wet or dry mode, and you'll notice that have more of an impact with certain attachments. Design wise, and this is purely a personal opinion obviously, but I think Dyson looks more luxe, it looks more premium. In terms of the colorways, I do wish they would do more shiny textures, because if they're more matte, if you use like creamy products or oils and it gets onto the product, you can see staining on this, like it's not ideal. But if you have the colorways that are more shiny, I think they are better. Whereas Shark, this isn't a bad design by any means. I still think it looks quite premium, just not in the way Dyson does. But I like the shiny texture because it means if you get anything on it, it's very easy to wipe clean. They both have filters on the end. For Shark, I don't think you have to do anything with it because I don't think you can take it off. With the Dyson one, this pops off all the time whilst I'm using it. It's kind of annoying. You do have to clean it, and if you don't clean it properly, it may mean that your machine stops working, or sometimes it just flashes at you constantly, and yeah, that's usually an indication you need to clean it. But that is very easy. It's not actually that time consuming. It comes with a little brush. Weight wise, honestly, they feel kind of similar. Maybe the Shark is slightly heavier, but I can't tell. I think it will depend what attachment you're using. But I prefer the button placement of Shark because I feel like with Dyson, I turn it off and on all the time by accident. But they're both easy to accidentally press with your fingers and accidentally change the settings. So I think that's, in general, brands need to work more on the placement of things. Or I'd love to see a specific space where you can put your hands to grip it, but that's really minor, honestly. And when it comes to taking the attachments on and off, very easy. There's a button at the side and it just clicks on and clicks back on again. I feel like the Shark ones feel more secure. With Dyson, I always feel like they're going to come off really easily, but they've never actually come off when I've used it, so I guess it's not an issue. And out of the two, I do think Dyson is quieter. And I have been to the Dyson labs and they put a lot into the acoustics of their products. And then the last main point on the tools as a whole, I feel like they're both pretty portable. One thing I do like is that Shark comes in a flexible case, so at least it's protected when you're traveling. This comes with no travel case or anything like that. So let's talk about performance, and the attachments I'm going to talk about are the ones that I actually use for my hair. So I'm not going to talk about the concentrator and I'm not going to talk about the barrels because they're just not ones that I ever reach for. So starting with the diffusers, I like both designs. They both work really well on my hair, but obviously they are very different. So the Shark one looks more like a typical diffuser, I'd say, and I like that you have this adjustable prong option. You've got a little slider on the back. And yeah, I really like how this gently dries my hair. It does a good job. The Dyson has smaller teeth, but it works just as effectively. Obviously, there's no ability to make them longer. So the Dyson diffuser has a cool 2-in-1 design. I haven't seen this on anyone else. I like that it has a bowl. Still dries hair really gently. Great for longer hair or if you've got wavy hair. And then this just snaps back on if you want to use a regular diffuser. It is a bit bulky, so I do wish there was the ability to use this separately so it looks more like their old style diffuser. But I don't have long hair, so I don't really need this like maybe some other people will. So next up, the blow dry brush, and they're both really good brushes again, but I think the Dyson actually wins for me. As you can see, it's very simple, but I really like how flexible the teeth are. I like the size. Like, even though I have short hair, this works really, really well at like really gripping the hair and giving you the tension you need without doing much work. It just works really well. Sometimes simplicity is better. The Shark's heated brush is great. I like that it has these two elements to it, but the oval shape means that you don't get that roundness and that volume and the lift in the same way. I think you have to do more to create the tension with this, and I don't love the teeth. Like, they're not bad at all. I think they work really well on like coilier textures, but I think because my hair is quite dense, sometimes you have to do a lot to make sure it gets through the hair. So I almost wish these were two separate things and that you had this like hot comb side separate and you could have this fully round, and I think it would do a better job. But I do like that they've combined more flexible teeth with more of like a bristle. So combining straightening and smoothing, this is where Shark really shines, and I think we can tell why. The Fusion straightener attachment is really good. So it's not as intense as an ordinary straightener. I think this is why they say that there's no damage with these tools, but it does a really good job at creating that sleekness, and you can shape it as well, so it doesn't just give you stick straight hair. So you can use all the attachments on the wet and dry mode. That's something I forgot to say, but this, you can really tell the difference when you use it wet versus dry. When you're using just the wet, you just get airflow. When you're using dry, it heats up these plates, and it's the plates that's giving you the sleekness. And I always said this was something Dyson was missing with the Airwrap. When they launched the Air Straight, I always wondered why they didn't just do this as an attachment for the Airwrap, because this is what this is giving, but without the plates. This shouldn't have been a standalone product, in my opinion. So I've said for a while, Dyson needs like a hot comb attachment or a fine tooth comb attachment, but instead we have these. We've got the firm smoothing brush and the wide tooth comb attachment, and honestly they're both really effective at smoothing and stretching hair. So I use this one the most when prepping for braids. I always blow my hair out beforehand. This makes it so easy. This is a really good attachment. Like, I love this for stretching my hair. I don't use this one as much. It just feels a bit more clunky when you're using it, and the teeth move. So if you have thicker hair or if you have a lot of hair, you might like this better, but for me, this one wins. If you want something sleek, this is perfect. If you just want to stretch your hair, this is really good. Unfortunately, I don't have the Shark wide tooth comb attachment to compare to this. I have tried to order it, but it's always out of stock. So hopefully I'll get that at some point and then I can compare them both properly. Both claim to avoid heat damage, but using the both, I can tell Shark is so much hotter than the Dyson. I think the Dyson gets pretty hot. I think it does depend what attachment you use, but with the round brush, that thing gets really hot. So for me, Dyson is hot enough, but a common complaint I see a lot, especially people with curly and coily hair, is that they want it to be hotter. So Shark really delivers on that. I do think though, if you're using a lot of heat Obviously there's the potential for more risk to your curls with frequent use anyway. On that basis, I'd say Dyson's probably going to be gentler long term. Honestly, using them both, I haven't noticed any issues. My hair has reverted fine. I haven't noticed any heat damage with either, but I don't always use the hottest setting. I do tend to stick to the lower to medium settings in general. Overall, both tools are great. I think if you're diffusing, they're both good for that. I don't have one that I prefer over the other in terms of styling my curly hair. For blowouts, using this specific attachment, even though I love the 2-in-1 element with this, Dyson wins. And if we're talking sleek styles, not just stretching the hair, Shark wins. So I think the main takeaway is if your priority is healthy hair, low heat, you're mainly stretching it or styling it curly, I'd say go for Dyson. If you want something stronger, more versatile, maybe a few more styling options, and you don't mind more heat, Shark might be a better option. Personally, I still reach for both, which I know is an annoying answer. I just find if I'm wearing my hair curly, either of them work well. But for braid prep or straightening, I'll lean towards the Dyson if I'm blow drying, but then I also want Shark for sleekness. I try to keep that fairly brief, but hopefully that helps in terms of making a decision if you're deciding between the two. I'm still hoping to get the Shark wide tooth comb attachment. I mean, maybe that will change things, but it's still not in stock. They are both really good, well-made machines. Like, out of the different hair tools I've tried over the years, these are definitely top. I feel like the brands are really trying to make sure that we actually get a lot for the money. The price points are expensive, so you want to feel like that they deliver. Any questions, let me know. Any specifics I didn't get into, definitely sound off in the comments. If you want me to compare other tools, let me know, because I'm always open to checking out new things and how they work for curly hair specifically. And also, if you want me to compare this specific attachment to the Air Straight, let me know. Thanks for watching if you've made it this far, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in a new video soon. Bye.